Guys, the next big Bitcoin breakout is going to happen within the next 12 hours, so stick around to find out what new chart pattern I've found on the smaller time frames which is predicting this breakout that I just mentioned at the very start of this video. So if you don't want to miss out on a new trade opportunity, if you don't want to miss out on what I am going to do with my $7.5 million worth of Bitcoin long positions as soon as this Bitcoin breakout happens, then like I said, just watch this video till the very end. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and activate the bell. This is already my second video of the day, so also make sure to smash up a like. Let's reach 3,000 likes like we do on every single video, and especially smash up a like if you want to see multiple videos each day keeping you up to date with the Bitcoin price, because like I said, this is already my second upload of today. But let's not talk too much, let's just jump right into the charts. As always guys, we will take a look at the bigger and also at the smaller time frames to find out what we have to expect from the Bitcoin price within the next couple of hours, days and weeks. So let's first of all start with here a middle time frame with the 4 hourly. And I already mentioned to you guys in my first video of today that pretty much the first resistance that is coming in, that needs to be expected as being the first stronger resistance, who is going to be this uptrending or this upward sloping resistance of the uptrend channel that Bitcoin is still trading in. And so far we got a little bit rejected. We saw this massive wick to the downside, but as I already mentioned in my first video of today, as long as we don't break the $63,800 to the $64,400 level support zone to the downside, I won't scale down my trades no matter what, because the possibilities of us getting rejected here, for example bearishly, and then bouncing here are quite high. So that's why I don't want to scale down my long positions prematurely, because at the moment on the bigger time frames, I will come to that in a second, everything is still looking very bullish. But now first of all, let's talk about this breakout, or actually to be honest, let's talk about this new chart pattern on the smaller time frame a little bit later in today's video, and let's talk about the big time frames first, because everything will make a little bit more sense this way. First of all, on the daily time frame, we still don't really have any resistance above us. Up to the $68,000 to $69,000 level pretty much on the daily time frame, we are still very good to go. So it's to expected that Bitcoin will reach these price levels tomorrow if we see a bullish breakout out of this new chart pattern that I just found on the smaller time frames. But yeah, like I said here, nothing really on the daily chart that is in our way. The same goes for the weekly time frame. I mean, on the weekly time frame, the 11-year resistance comes into play exactly at the $68,000 to $69,000 level as well. And many people are actually expecting the Bitcoin price to get rejected here at this 11-year resistance. But I have to say, although we never broke above this 11-year resistance on the weekly and the monthly time frame in the history of Bitcoin, each and every single time when we retested it or when we touched it, we actually saw a massive blow off top. And this time it's a lot different, and this is because the fundamentals of this bull run have changed dramatically compared to the other bull runs we have seen in the crypto history so far. So that's why already in May we were consolidating heavily here at the 11-year resistance, but to be honest, it was to expected that we are not able to break it here in March, in May, because in the history of Bitcoin in a bull market, we always retest the weekly EMA ribbons. And so far in May and March, we were completely overextended from the weekly EMA ribbons. We didn't touch them a single time. So it was to be expected that we see another correction before we can actually break this 11-year resistance to the upside. Now we saw this massive correction. Bitcoin retested the weekly EMA ribbons heavily, even 2 times, and at the current stage we just pretty much bounced off the weekly EMA ribbons. We bounced off our 8-year support and resistance channel that you can see over here, right? We just bounced off that, and that's why we have a lot of support coming in here on the weekly time frame. And that's why now actually going back to the smaller time frames, and now I'm actually going to show you the small chart pattern that I was talking about. Now looking at the 1 hourly time frame, or even the 2 hourly time frame, we can already see that Bitcoin is more or less actually forming here a rising wedge. And a rising wedge for sure is a bearish reversal pattern. So what I'm actually keeping an eye on right now is for sure the upward sloping support of this rising wedge, which is currently at around $65,500. So for the very short term of Bitcoin, I would like to see that we are bouncing off the $65,000 to $65,600 level. Otherwise, I see the potential fairly high that we are actually going to correct down to the $64,000 level once again, before then potentially continuing our uptrend. So that's why just keep an eye for the next couple of hours on this upward sloping support here. It's right now pretty much exactly at 65,500, but if the Bitcoin bears take another few hours to retest this support, it could already be all the way up at $65,700. So this you should draw yourself in the chart, because it's not a weekly support or a 4-hourly resistance that doesn't really change in price that much, but this one actually, it makes a big difference at what time you are now looking at the video and then also looking at the charts. And for sure, guys, if we break here the $66,600, $66,500 level at the current moment, if we break this to the upside, if we close a 1-hourly candle above that, the potential of us actually closing also a 4-hourly candle above here, this upward sloping resistance of our trend channel, dramatically increases. But I won't scale up my longs when the 1-hourly candle closes. I will scale up my longs as soon as the 4-hourly candle closes, actually here above the upward sloping resistance line, which is currently exactly at $66,600. So guys, these are the price levels I'm actually keeping an eye on. It's the support levels of the 1-hourly rising wedge. It's the resistance level of the 1-hourly rising wedge, but also of this 4-hourly uptrend channel. And for sure, if we break to the downside within the next couple of hours, we need to keep an eye on the $63,800 to $64,400 level. We need to bounce in between these supports to make sure that we can see the Bitcoin price actually continuing its massive uprun during this week, because otherwise we just have the problem that Bitcoin would start forming here a massive M pattern, and that would look very, very bearish, because this would actually happen right below the 11-year resistance. So guys, let's make sure that Bitcoin bounces here. I am ready. I have some money on the sidelines. I will for sure buy a dip if we go all the way down here to the $63,800 to $64,400 level. But with scaling up my long positions, I will for sure wait till, like I just showed you guys, we are closing a 4-hourly candle above here, this upward sloping resistance. If you enjoyed the video, guys, make sure to join here our Telegram channel. As you guys know, Chris from Crypto and I are involved in a massive project that is going to come this month, and the project will start with a massive airdrop of free tokens to all the early community members, and these tokens will be completely for free and 100% unlocked. So guys, make sure that you join the Telegram channels in my description down below. Make sure that you really only join these in the description. There is already a lot of scam channels around, so be aware that only these 2 Telegram groups in my description down below are the real ones. And also, I will link you our Twitter profile in the description down below as well. I wanted to use this video to jump this Twitter channel above the 10,000 follower mark, but we are actually already crossed it, and tomorrow there will be a Twitter only announcement. So guys, please make sure to follow this Twitter. I will link it to you guys at the very top at the description down below. The same goes for the Telegram channel, which is completely crazy, guys. The messages are insane. But guys, I would say I'm going to see you in the next one. Subscribe, activate the bell, leave a thumbs up if you want to see multiple uploads from now daily. We're going to see us in the next one. Till then, bye.